This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Michael Blewett from Jessie Besser Museum. Hi and welcome.
Thanks, Nancy.
So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but let's start out with our local thing to talk about. Bruno Herzl. Everyone knew and loved Bruno, and he has a wonderful display at the museum.
Yes, in fact, Nancy, this has been an upcoming display that an exhibit that we've had that we've got more phone calls and interest about than any since I've been at the museum since April after moving back to Alpena. So this is really very exciting. It just opened up on Saturday, last night.
Okay.
And again, a great energy around this. You know, Bruno, it's a great story. Sign maker around town, did this incredible pinstriping, which if you come into the museum and you see some of the works, and we've got a couple of different areas that are set aside. One is a hallway around the planetarium, the outside of the planetarium, but then we've got what we call the Trelfa Gallery, which is filled with his paintings. And Bruno is self-taught, and but you look at especially the pinstriping is what gets my eyes, because this is all done freehand, and if you look at it from a distance, you think, oh my gosh, he must have used a stencil or some sort of rulers or geometry to make this happen. No, he does this all freehand. And if you know that little bit of information when you come in to see, then you're just astounded at the intricacy and the beauty of this work.
So what are some of the subjects we're going to see there?
Bruno does a variety of things. He does some landscape, he does some religious work, he has done, the pinstriping is a whole other display, so there's a little bit of something for everybody there.
Awesome. And now next we want to talk about the Dalai Lama exhibit.
Oh, Salvador Dali.
Yes,
yeah.
Salvador Dali. Get the right person.
Yeah, Salvador Dali, of course, probably one of the top three most famous artists of the 20th century. Maybe behind Picasso and Andy Warhol, maybe, as far as influence. Dali is just one of those really interesting and famous, but some people might even say infamous characters in the art world. But really, not only had incredible technical chops, could just paint. He mastered the techniques of the ancient masters, and then he utilized that in a different way for the surrealist art that he did. But he also understood the importance of public promotion and self-promotion. He was one of those few artists that recognized a lot of monetary success in his lifetime rather than just after his death. And some people gave him a little bit of flack for that he did a little too much self-promotion, but you couldn't ignore Salvador Dali. He's just one of these figures, even if you don't know his name off the top of your head, or if you think...
Picture pops in your brain.
Yeah, a picture pops in your brain. There's a couple of pictures.
Yes.
Usually it's that one with the melting clocks
that
we all saw in probably high school art class.
Yes.
It's called The Persistence of Memory. That's not one we're displaying, but that is one that we'll talk about probably in some of our educational programs. And the second is Dali himself, because he was a flamboyant character and had this mustache that he was always curled like this. So that exhibit will be opening up on the 5th of February. We've got a couple of educational pieces going on in introduction to that, because I think he's somebody you have to have a little bit of knowledge about in order to engage his work.
Or to understand it.
Yeah.
And for us to have this exhibit here in Alpena, what a wonderful coup for all of you at the museum. And how many pieces are there that we're going to be able to see?
Yeah, this is a big deal, Nancy, and I keep saying this. I just wrote a piece for the paper as well about this, that this is something that we own at the museum. This is not a traveling exhibit that's from the DIA in Detroit or anything. This is something we've had here at the Besser Museum for about 25 years, but it's been in storage. And over the last few years, we've gotten sponsors to frame these pieces. What these pieces are back in 700 years ago, a gentleman in Italy, Dante Alighieri, wrote a piece called The Divine Comedy. You probably have heard of this. Very, very famous piece of literature that chronicles his vision of hell, of purgatory, and heaven, in a journey through that. Well, Dali locked onto this work, and several people have illustrated this over time, but Dali wanted to do this. In fact, for the 700th anniversary of Dante's birth, the Italian government, back in 1957, commissioned Salvador Dali to do an illustration of this. And there are 100 paintings that he did. Well, when the Italian government commissioned him, they commissioned a Spaniard to commemorate Italy's most famous poet. So people got wind of this and they pulled the plug on this, but not Dali. He was persistent.
He didn't pull any plugs.
This.
Okay.
He kept going, and he finished these works, and he hired his own engravers to do what are called woodcut engravings, which is a very time-consuming and laborious process of making these lithographs that we own. We own 40 of the 100 works that he did.
Wow.
And have had them, like I said, for about 25 years. A couple of them, I think, have been shown in past years, but not very many. So this is the first time these are being exhibited. We redone the Wilson Gallery. So this is an exciting time for us. Lots of educational opportunities because it's a great jumping off point for all sorts of different things to talk about.
Okay, we have just about enough time for you to tell us when we can come to see this wonderful exhibit.
Come to see starting on Friday, February the 5th at 5:55 p.m.
Okay.
We're going to open the doors to this exhibit. It's going to be going on all the way through October. We're going to have two pre-opening educational pieces on this. The first on the 28th of January and the second the night before on the 4th with a panel discussion on all sorts of different people, art, history, science, religion. So come and get your Dali on.
Absolutely, because for us to have a chance to see this exhibit that's been stored away for 25 years, what an opportunity.
Yeah, it's really a wonderful time and a very big deal for us in northern Michigan.
And watch for other events probably to be happening now through October too.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Nancy.
I'll be right back with Brad Summers from Boys and Girls Club of Alpena following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest is Brad Summers from the Boys and Girls Club. Hi, Brad.
Hi, Nancy.
First of all, Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you.
I know you had a wonderful year last year, new programming, new trainings, new wonderful stuff, more kids than ever coming to the club, so it was a record year.
It was a record year, definitely unprecedented with some of the numbers that we were getting with the kids participating in the programs and just coming to the club just to have a good time and take advantage of some of the services that we provide, like the food program and you name it. I can go off forever and talk to you about it.
Well, the first of the year, I always remember that the first thing we talk about is the mentoring program, the big fundraiser that you have every year.
Yep, this is one of our the three big fundraisers that we run during the year. And the important part about this fundraiser, it goes to help supplement our mentoring program.
Yes, very important.
Which is very important in our community, as you said, to providing these kids with mentoring services, either at the schools or outside the schools in the community, or even within the confines of the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. So, you know, we're always looking for mentors to come, step up, help out, and play a big part in the development of a youth in our community, and you know, provide these kids with a caring relationship from an adult.
And you know, it's called Bowling for Kids' Sake. It's a really fun thing. You get your teams together, everybody dresses wild and crazy, you come down, you win wonderful prizes, and you're having so much fun you don't even realize you're donating money for a wonderful cause.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest party event that we have during the year. It's open for all ages. It doesn't matter how old, how young, in the middle, it doesn't matter. We just look for anybody that wants to come out and support the mentoring program. Either financially or just with their time.
Yes.
You know, the time parameters of people, you know, is very crunched, and you know, that to us benefits our club and benefits our kids and benefits everybody in the community just as much as a financial contribution.
Yes.
So, you know, this is a big event for us to help us get exposure for the mentoring program and to continue the important services that we provide.
Right. And if you don't have time to bowl, and think, oh, I can't do it, then stop and buy a gift certificate at your favorite business, support them, and then drop it off at the Boys and Girls Club to be given away as a prize.
Absolutely. We're always looking for any kind of a donation. So, and it all goes right back to the kids.
Okay. And you had a wonderful, exciting thing happen with the Comstock grant.
Yes. This year we were. This is the first year that we've been. Actually, we have applied applied for it in the first year that we've been granted this grant
Yay.
from the Comstock Foundation, which is through the First Congregational Church here in Alpena, and it's to run a program called Youth for Unity. And you know, listening to some of the parents and seeing, you know, and listening to our community and the parents and business leaders and things, you know, something that's really come up is a way for us to provide services for the kids to recognize racial bias, to give these kids the skills and resources to really understand what bias is and to take a leadership approach to confronting these biases. You know, living in Alpena, we don't have, you know, maybe the most diverse background here.
Right.
You know, and you know, having the kids understand to live a harmonious society and to really, you know, have that idea that people are equal and it doesn't matter what race, ethnicity, or anything. Especially if you look in the news on any given day, there's so much sensationalism about you know, specific cultures and specific things that are always on, it seems like, on judgment. And you know, for us to provide these kids and provide the members in our community and our future leaders the skills to understand these biases and to take a leadership approach with it is huge.
It is.
And there are some programs out there that are teaching kids these things, but this is a very focused program. It's a year-round program that we're going to provide, and obviously it's going to be going to make a very big impact on our kids and our community here. So we're very lucky to, you know, be given this generous donation from the Comstock Fund.
Okay, and you're going to be doing We Own Friday, teen nights at the club.
Yep, February 19th is our next teen night. And you know, we're trying to listen to the teen population and give them something positive that they can do together, because not all kids want to be hanging around with 6, 8-year-old kids all day. And we do have a space for them, so they're not always around. But this is a time that's dedicated just to the teens, where we can have a hot chocolate and coffee bar and get involved with some of the giveaways and surprises. We're giving away an iPad Air to 2 lucky members this year, along with some other really great prizes, some gift cards and things of that nature. And it's just a way to get them just to come in and drop in and, you know, play a little bit of basketball, or just, you know, find out about some of the programming that we offer them, or how to get involved with mentoring, or, you know, homework help, or you name it. We try to run a full gamut and diverse programming to attract the teens in our community.
Okay, and we want to remind people too that the club does open at noon on snow days.
Yes, and if the only time that we won't be open for kids on a snow day usually depends on the wind chill factor.
Right.
If it's, you know, between -20 and -30, we get quite a few kids that do walk to our buildings and walk to our building, and if we were open and we stayed open on those days too, those kids would still walk to the club.
I believe it.
So they would definitely still make their way there, and but that's a rare occurrence. Normally we're open on a snow day from noon until 6. So if you don't hear anything on the news about us being closed, you can assume we're open, and of course you can always call us too. We're happy to answer any phone calls, but snow days are fun for us.
I bet.
We have a great time with the kids. We get quite a few children that come and take advantage of us being open on those days. And you know, we usually have an impromptu bounce house day or something along those lines, where we're just having a great time with
And a
the kids.
snack and a hot meal is a guarantee.
Every day. Every single day. You know, we don't provide the lunch on snow days, but we do have a snack. So if we get a kid that comes in at 1 o'clock and hasn't eaten lunch, we do have something to supplement that, which is usually a piece of fruit or a sandwich or something along those lines. But then, of course, we do have our free food program that goes on Monday through Friday at 4:30 every single day during the school year and the summer.
And all that for $10 per person or $15 for a family per year. And if you can't afford that, give you a call and you can try to get a grant for them.
Yep, and we do. We have scholarships available for people. And we also do you know, random drawings during the month to see, you know, who is going to be allocated these, you know, free scholarships and things. So, you know, we will never ever say no to a child.
Okay.
No matter what. If you can't afford the services, if you can't afford, you know, the $10 or $15, we totally understand. But we are never going to turn a kid away because they cannot pay. We will find a way to make that possible, but we want all the kids to be able to take advantage of everything that we offer.
And you know, the things that we've talked about today, the mentoring program, the homework help, the Youth for Unity, the food program, you did a wonderful thing for Martin Luther King Day. These are only a sample of the things that go on a daily basis at the Boys and Girls Club. So my suggestion would be, if you're interested, bring your child by for a tour. Someone will be glad to give you a tour. Check it out. You can really just stand outside and listen to the noise, and you want to be a part of it. So come on down. Maybe the next snow day, come on in and check it out and see what's going on in there. And it's the best deal in town.
Yeah, so we think so, absolutely.
It definitely is. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to talking to you again next month.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMasters following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased and honored to have as our guest this morning Kevin Curtis, president and CEO of Besser Company. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Don. It's a privilege to be here and fun to be back again.
Great. You have some big news over your way this week, and why don't you share with the viewers what it is and what it means?
I'd be happy to. We were awarded a foundation grant from an organization called BIRD. It's Bi-National Industrial Research and Development, and that's the acronym BIRD, and it's two government agencies from the United States and from Israel. And we were selected with E-Concrete, which we'll talk a lot about, to further their product. And I'd like to tell everybody that Dr. Don was instrumental in getting E-Concrete and Besser together. So maybe you might tell everybody about that.
Oh, well, I appreciate that plug. Yeah, E-Concrete is a very interesting company led by a pair of Israeli researchers, Dr. Shimrit Finkel and Dr. Ido Sella. They're wonderful people. They've been up in Alpena a couple of times doing research with NOAA, but they were really interested in working with Besser Company, and commend you for this award. It's a very interesting thing. Describe a little bit of what you're intending to do.
Well, Dr. Shimrit, E-Concrete, and Dr. Ido, they had developed a very proprietary product. It's an additive that goes in concrete. And they specialize their products in what we call wet cast. Wet cast tends to be large cubic meters of concrete, and they use, all of their products are, at this time, have been in the ocean. And this award that was received for both companies is to develop their proprietary product in dry cast, meaning that it can be manufactured on a Besser machine. And so specifically, we're going to design molds that can run in any of our machines around the world. So we're going to develop the molds that can be run, and they'll have a dry cast product. Dry cast you can produce at a much higher rate than wet cast, and it can be smaller units. And two of the units in particular, one's going to be a wall cladding unit, and the other will be what we call a marine mattress that can be laid in the ocean. So we're pretty excited about it.
It is a worldwide project with worldwide implications.
It is. It's going to be fun. We're, as you know, Dr. Don, we have a very great market share in concrete machines in Israel, pipe machines as well, and precast. So it fits well. And what's the best part of this project is we get to design and test the molds at WCCT. And we'll be able to test the concrete, cure the concrete, provide various mixed designs. And it's always exciting when we can combine resources and provide a product that goes around the world.
Absolutely, and we appreciate that, and that's wonderful business for us. It's exactly what the WCCT was intended to be when it was built 15 years ago.
Absolutely, and it's been fun because over the last years you've had some proprietary testing as well that we've worked on, and that's what it was set up for, is to develop new products, recycled material products, and now this one will make concrete more environmentally friendly to be used in the ocean. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, so Shimrit and Ido are very interested in mitigating global climate change, and their product line really works toward that. Is that something you could speak to?
Yes, it really, they've proven that their additives in concrete enhance marine growth and in concrete. And I do not know what the additives are. I trust them on that part. We're going to make the molds, but they have been very successful. They've won several global awards for their product, and they're being recognized as a true innovative contributor to new ideas, and that's going to make our concrete more acceptable and more environmentally friendly. Customers that use it will surely be able to get lead points. It's pretty exciting.
Yes, that is, and it was exciting to me when a representative, I had the opportunity to visit with the representative from the Byrd Foundation late last year when they were doing due diligence on the application. And it was neat for me to hear from them the regard they have for Besser Company's manufacturing expertise and excellence. And that's really been brought to bear in this project.
Part of it's we've been around a long time, but we've been a dominant company supplying concrete product making equipment in Israel since about 1950. So we have a reputation and history. And when you met and listened to Dr. Shimra Perkal, she was familiar with Alpena. She found our website, and it just was a natural fit. Now, including they have done some work with NOAA, Jeff Gray, and unfortunately, they want to have a little bit of warmer climate temperatures, so they'll probably be doing some of the test work in Florida because just the marine growth is much faster in warmer water. So we can't hold that against Alpena.
No, we can't. Yes, Shimrit gave a presentation maybe 3 years ago to our concrete tech students at that time, and this was when their company was kind of in its infancy. And she spoke about a very charismatic speaker, and then she, I think, did a great job and conveyed what their company's about, and put in one of their forums behind NOAA in the river. And I think you're right; the water was too cold for any sort of growth to happen there. But yes, the possibilities of the project are very, very wide-ranging. Do you see that the production would potentially happen in Israel at your plants there?
I believe that it certainly is a possibility. We expect to start off with customers in Florida, California, perhaps New Jersey, because that's where a lot of their work goes on in New York as well.
Yes.
So we think the very first production runs will be in the U.S. for us.
Do you think that this could attach in any way to Hurricane Sandy restoration?
Well, there's certainly a lot of federal funds designated to improve our shorelines and do it in a manner that's economically friendly and environmentally friendly to all parties. So I think there's a statistic, and I probably shouldn't say that 40% of the world's population lives around the shorelines, and it's just a tremendous number, and we need to improve that, especially and with a climate-friendly product that Dr. Shimra has developed.
Well, very exciting news. Congratulations to Besser Company and you and your team that worked on it. We're looking forward to playing a role, and thank you for all you do for the community.
Well, thank you. Ryan Sushek's going to head up the project, and you'll be seeing him around a lot, and we look forward to working with you, and thank you.
My pleasure. And thank you for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you next week.
Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.